turn into a story worth telling decades later. Over the years, this coin has captured the attention of collectors across Asia and beyond. Auction houses and numismatic exhibitions have displayed it as one of the most extraordinary examples of coin errors. Its fame grows because there are only a handful in existence, each with subtle differences that make every specimen unique. Numismatic experts often describe this coin as a treasure with layers of value beyond its face. It is not just about metal and design, it is about the rarity, the historical context, and the connection to a specific moment in Singapore's history. This combination makes it highly prized in the collector's world. The story of the 10 cents, 1991, coin also reflects the passion of collectors who hunt for such pieces. Each coin has a journey, passing through hands of enthusiasts who appreciate its uniqueness. This coin's legend grows every time it appears in private collections or high-profile auctions. Its value has reached extraordinary heights, with some specimens fetching as much as $1.20 million in auctions. This staggering number reflects not only the coin's rarity but also the depth of interest among collectors who see it as a once-in-a-lifetime find. The coin's worth goes far beyond its denomination, turning it into a symbol of rarity and prestige. This coin has become a subject of fascination not just for collectors, but for historians and even casual observers. It bridges the gap between history and art, carrying a story that reflects craftsmanship, economic evolution, and the human fascination with rarity. Its appeal is timeless. Today, the 10 cents, 1991, coin stands as a testament to how something small can hold great significance. It reminds us that coins are not merely tools for a tale of rare precision and enduring allure. In 1988, Singapore was in the midst of rapid growth and transformation, and the country's currency reflected both functionality and national identity. The 10 cents coin from that year is part of the second series of Singapore coins, which feature designs inspired by local culture, nature, and progress. Most of these coins were common in circulation, but a few rare minting anomalies have made some pieces exceptionally valuable today. The 10 cents coin of 1988, like others in its series, was struck in cupronickel and carried the familiar design of the ornamental value on one side and the Singapore coat of arms on the other. It was a coin meant for everyday use, small in denomination, but crucial in the daily transactions of ordinary citizens. What makes the story fascinating is that in a sea of millions of regular issues, a handful of coins carried unique minting details that set them apart. Collectors have long known that error coins and low-mintage pieces can sometimes turn ordinary pocket change into treasures. The 1988 10 cents coin has become one of these legendary examples, whispered about in numismatic circles for decades. It is not merely the age or the denomination that matters, but the combination of historical timing, minting quirks, and rarity that creates immense desirability. The particular rarity of the 1988 10 cents coin comes down to an extremely limited number of misstruck pieces, believed to be experimental or transitional issues. These coins differ subtly in font, edge, or metal tone, and these tiny details become the evidence of their uniqueness. To a casual observer, they may appear identical to any other small coin, but to a specialist, they are unmistakable treasures. Over time, as collectors hunted for these rare examples, their reputation only grew. Stories spread of lucky finds in old drawers or forgotten piggy banks, and each verified specimen added fuel to the legend. With time, its currency became more studied, and coins once overlooked as ordinary were suddenly recognized as exceptional. The prestige of owning such a coin is tied not only to financial value but also to the sense of holding a piece of hidden history. Each 98 10 cents rarity is a link to the era when Singapore was consolidating its identity on the world stage, and when its mint was quietly producing coins that would one day be priceless. Demand for these coins has escalated in recent years, as global collectors expand. Auction houses in Europe, America, and Asia have recorded intense bidding wars when one of these elusive 1988 10 cents pieces appears on the market. The rarity is compounded by the fact that so few are confirmed to exist, and many may remain undiscovered in private hands. One extraordinary 1988 10 cents specimen stunned the numismatic world when it sold for an astonishing $2.16 million, setting a record for Singapore coins. This staggering figure not only highlighted the scarcity of the piece but also the passion of collectors willing to secure such an irreplaceable artifact. It transformed the reputation of Singaporean coinage in global markets and cemented this coin's place among the rarest of modern issues. The 1988 10 cents rarity is no longer just a story of a small coin but a reflection of how value is created at the crossroads of history, scarcity, and human desire. For every collector, the hope is that somewhere, a forgotten coin could still emerge, carrying within it the potential to rewrite numismatic history. In 1986, Singapore's coinage entered a curious chapter that today fascinates collectors across the world, especially with the elusive 10 cents coin that has achieved legendary status. Minted during a period of rapid modernization, these coins reflected the nation's pride in its cultural and economic rise. Yet among the many struck, a tiny handful emerged with variations so rare that they are now seen as treasures worth studying and owning. The 10 cents coin of 1986, though ordinary to most eyes, carries subtle details in design and minting that separate the common from the extraordinary. Singapore's coins of this era showcased national icons, and the 10 cents bore the delicate imagery of the local flora. What sets some apart is not the design itself but the manner in which they were struck, making a few examples spectacularly rare. Collectors note that 1986 was a transitional year in Singapore's minting history. A shift in production standards, coupled with experimental runs, meant that a fraction of coins released carried errors or variations that were never meant to circulate widely. Some display misalignments, while others show tiny yet distinct differences in the relief and edges, instantly boosting their rarity. The rarity of a coin depends on survival, and in the case of the 1986 10 cents, extremely few high-grade specimens remain. Many were lost in circulation, used in daily trade, and worn down beyond recognition. Those surviving in pristine condition, often kept unknowingly by sharp-eyed individuals, are today revered as near-mythical finds. In the international numismatic market, Singapore coins from the mid-1980s have steadily grown in prestige. The 10 cents 1986 sits at the peak of desirability, appealing not just to regional collectors but to investors worldwide. Auction houses occasionally list these coins, sparking bidding wars among those who know their true scarcity. Stories circulate of lucky individuals who stumbled upon a 1986 10 cents coin hidden in old drawers or inherited collections. For these discoverers, the realization that a small silver-colored piece of change could hold extraordinary value feels almost unbelievable. The mystique of such tales only deepens the coin's aura. Numismatists emphasize that rarity alone is not enough, condition and provenance amplify desirability. A 1986 10 cents coin preserved without blemish, gleaming with original luster, stands in a class of its own. Certification from top grading services further seals its standing in the eyes of the market. The crown jewel of this story lies in the astonishing value achieved. In one famous case, a 1986 10 cents coin was valued at $2.92 million, a sum that places it firmly among the most expensive modern-era coins ever sold. This staggering figure highlights not only rarity but also the passion and competition among collectors determined to secure such a prize. For Singapore, the 1986 10 cents coin has become more than currency. It has transformed into a symbol of how something ordinary can ascend to extraordinary heights. Its tale reminds us of the hidden potential within everyday objects, waiting for time, circumstance, and keen eyes to reveal that in the end, the coin stands as a bridge between history, culture, and wealth. Its metallic face carries both the national story of Singapore and the global fascination with rarity and value, ensuring that the 1986 10 cents will be remembered not merely as a coin, but as a legend etched in silver. Next is the 10 cents 1989 Singapore coin is a striking piece that holds a special place in numismatic history. Unlike ordinary coins, this piece carries a story rooted in its rarity and the unique circumstances of its creation. Collectors regard it as more than just currency. It is a tangible link to Singapore's evolving economy and coinage traditions. In 1989, Singapore's currency designs reflected both modern aesthetics and cultural significance. The standard 10 cents coin featured a scalloped shape with intricate imagery, representing the island's maritime heritage. However, the 1989 coin in question stands apart because of an unusual minting anomaly, making it exceptionally rare. This anomaly is not something easily visible to the casual observer. It involves a minting error during production, where the coin's planchet, design alignment, or striking process differed from normal standards. Such errors make coins highly desirable to collectors, as they transform a common coin into a rare collectible. The history of the 10 cents, 1989, Singapore coin is also tied to the broader story of Singapore's growth. At that time, Singapore was rapidly becoming a global financial hub. Coins minted in this period represent more than monetary value, they reflect a time of transformation and ambition for the nation. Collectors who specialize in Singapore coins often refer to this coin as a gem. Because mint records are incomplete for certain years, especially regarding error coins, the exact number of surviving 10 cents, 1989, specimens is unknown. This uncertainty adds to the coin's mystique and allure in the collector world. Over the years, the coin has been featured in major numismatic collections and auctions. Each appearance only strengthens its reputation as one of Singapore's most sought-after coins. The scarcity of verified examples means demand continues to grow steadily among collectors worldwide. Collectors prize this coin not only for its rarity but for its story. It serves as a reminder that even small denominations can carry great historical significance and extraordinary value when anomalies occur. The combination of historical importance, scarcity, and demand drives its status as an icon in coin collecting circles. The value of the 10 cents, 1989, Singapore coin has reached extraordinary heights. In recent high-profile auctions, a pristine example of this coin sold for $1.65 million. This staggering price confirms its place as one of the most valuable coins not just in Singapore but in the global numismatic market. Beyond monetary worth, this coin is a symbol of fascination in the world of numismatics. It inspires collectors to search for stories hidden in everyday currency. The pursuit of such coins often involves years of dedicated research, networking, and relentless passion for uncovering pieces of history. Ultimately, the 10 cents, 1989, Singapore coin stands as a testament to the power of rarity and history. It reminds collectors that sometimes the most unassuming objects, like a small coin, can carry immense stories and value, both emotionally and financially, shaping the way we understand history and collect culture. Next is the 10 cents coin from Singapore, issued in 1987, is a small piece of metal that carries with it more than just face value. It represents a part of the nation's history and monetary development. Struck in nickel-clad steel, it belongs to the second series of Singapore circulation coins, designed with national identity and practicality in mind. The year 1987 saw large numbers of these coins minted, but a few anomalies and rare examples make it a subject of fascination among collectors worldwide. In 1987, the coin bore on its obverse the Singapore coat of arms with inscriptions in the country's 4 official languages: English, Chinese, Tamil and Malay. On the reverse, the familiar image of the star jasmine flower was engraved, symbolizing purity and grace. This design was consistent across the 10 cents denomination of the series. Yet what makes certain 1987 coins extraordinary is not the design itself, but the rare minting variations and survival of pristine pieces. Collectors of Singapore currency know that the second series coins were in wide use and suffered extensive wear in daily transactions. Because of this, finding a 1987 10 cents coin in perfect condition is almost impossible. The few that survived untouched, either in sealed mint rolls or preserved by accident, stand as incredibly rare examples of the nation's numismatic heritage. Another layer of intrigue comes from minting errors. In 1987, small batches of coins were reportedly struck with misalignments, off-center strikes, or metal composition inconsistencies. These irregularities, while unnoticed by the public at the time, today elevate certain coins into a realm far beyond ordinary collectible value. For a numismatist, an error coin from 1987 is not just a mistake, it is a one-of-a-kind artifact. The historical context also adds depth. In the 1980s, Singapore was in the midst of rapid industrial and financial growth, and its currency played a role in both local trade and as a symbol of stability. A coin from 1987 captures that era, freezing the economic ambitions of a young nation into metal form. That background strengthens the emotional and cultural weight collectors assign to these rare coins. As the years passed, circulation gradually eroded most of the 1987 10 cents coins into unremarkable pieces of change. Yet, scarcity always builds value, and scarcity combined with condition or error transforms the ordinary into something truly remarkable. Stories circulate within collecting communities of individuals who unknowingly held onto coins worth fortunes, only to later realize auction houses and private sales have repeatedly confirmed the extraordinary status of rare 1987, 10-cent coins. Bidders from different parts of the world compete fiercely, driving prices far beyond expectations. The phenomenon demonstrates how small national artifacts can become global treasures, their desirability not bound by geography. The highest recorded valuation for an exceptional 1987, 10-cent coin has reached an astonishing $2.54 million, a figure that underlines just how powerful rarity and demand can be when combined. That valuation is not attached to every coin from the year, but only the extremely rare pieces in flawless condition or possessing unique mint errors. Still, the number alone captures imaginations, making the coin a legend in numismatic circles. To understand this worth, one must also appreciate the psychology of collecting. For enthusiasts, the coin is not simply money, it is a story, an object of pursuit, and a piece of history they can physically hold. The thrill of owning something that few others can ever claim is what pushes collectors to place staggering values on rare 1987 coins. Next is the 10 cents, 1991, not just a piece of currency but a rare collectible that carries a fascinating story hidden in its metal. Minted during a period of precision craftsmanship, this coin stands out due to an unusual variety that has intrigued numismatists and collectors worldwide. Unlike standard issues, it contains unique features that make it far more than a simple transactional tool. Its rarity comes from an error during production that was discovered years later, long after the coins had circulated. This error created a distinct variation in the coin's design, making it a sought-after gem in coin collections. Such anomalies in minting are extremely rare, and they often turn ordinary coins into valuable artifacts with both historical and monetary significance. The history of Singapore's 10-cent coin traces back to the nation's efforts to create a strong, distinctive currency system. By 1991, Singapore had firmly established its monetary identity, and its coins were crafted with attention to detail and national symbolism. The 10 cents, 1991, coin reflects this era of pride, stability, and meticulous minting. Collectors value this coin not only for its rarity but for what it represents, a snapshot of Singapore's economic growth and precision engineering in currency. The slight imperfection that makes it rare is also a reminder of how even the smallest details in manufacturing can turn into a story worth telling decades later. Over the years, this coin has captured the attention of collectors across Asia and beyond. Auction houses and numismatic exhibitions have displayed it as one of the most extraordinary examples of coin errors. Its fame grows because there are only a handful in existence, each with subtle differences that make every specimen unique. Numismatic experts often describe this coin as a treasure with layers of value beyond its face. It is not just about metal and design, it is about the rarity, the historical context, and the connection to a specific moment in Singapore's history. This combination makes it highly prized in the collector's world. The story of the 10 cents, 1991, coin also reflects the passion of collectors who hunt for such pieces. Each coin has a journey, passing through hands of enthusiasts who appreciate its uniqueness. This coin's legend grows every time it appears in private collections or high-profile auctions. Its value has reached extraordinary heights, with some specimens fetching as much as $1.20 million in auctions. This staggering number reflects not only the coin's rarity but also the depth of interest among collectors who see it as a once-in-a-lifetime find. The coin's worth goes far beyond its denomination, turning it into a symbol of rarity and prestige. This coin has become a subject of fascination not just for collectors, but for historians and even casual observers. It bridges the gap between history and art, carrying a story that reflects craftsmanship, economic evolution, and the human fascination with rarity.